Hello and welcome to Colred Plays Raid Shadow Legends. I am Colred. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you're doing well. It's an exciting day. It's always an exciting day when the portal is glowing purple if it's real. And sometimes it's not real, right? Sometimes it's a 10 times event. They're just trying to get some shards out of you. But today is the real deal. We have the 2 times Void Shard event going on. So this is my favorite event in the whole game because this is the best time to pull for Void Legendary champions, and you don't get that many of them. You can see I've saved up 36 Void Shards here. I was really hoping to hit 40 because I was on 35 like 5 days ago, but I've only pulled 1 since. So that's unfortunate, but 36 is still a really good number. It's one of my largest pools of Void Shards I've ever had. And yeah, if you've watched one of my previous videos from this week where I was talking about shard events, this is the best time for free-to-play players and low spenders to pull Void Shards. You shouldn't really pull Void Shards on any other event. You shouldn't do it for 10 times events. You shouldn't do it for guaranteed champions, at least not in the first year or so of your account, because you don't get that many Void Shards, and saving up 80 or 100 Void Shards would take you like 10 months or something. So it's much more valuable to pull those shards along the way every 6 weeks during these 2 times Void Shard events. So that's what I'm going to do today. We're going to pull some shards. Now, what am I looking for? One of the things I talked about in my previous video is that there are a bunch of really good Void Epics out there that you can pull for. There aren't that many that are left on my account that I need. And I'm going to show you my champion pool right here. And we will do this by affinity. And so if you go and you can see, I have a lot of the really good Void Epics. Obviously, I have a bunch at 6-star. I have Skullcrown at 6-star, Man-Eater, Genbo the Dishonored. I have Ursula the Mourner. I have Inquisitor Shamil. I have Seer. I have White Dryad Nia. I have Godseeker Neri. And then I still have a bunch at 50 who need to be promoted, like Akemtum. I have Demitha. I have Golden Reaper. I have Madame Saris, Runekeeper Dazdirk, Sylar. A bunch of really great champions. So there are a few Void Epics out there who could still add a little bit of value, but in most cases, I either already have a legendary who's doing that job, or it's a job that I don't really need covered, by too many champions or too badly. That being said, I'm not going to turn my nose up at a good Void Epic. Void Epics are great, but definitely if you're early in your account, if you're in the first 6 months to a year of your account or earlier, Void Epics are going to be very good for your account. And so today you might be really hoping to pull that Void Epic, arena nuker like Genbo or Skullcrown. You might be looking for some help with Clan Boss, and a Man-Eater will help you go unkillable. Maybe you're trying to, push speeds on wave content, and you're like, okay, well, I've already got a Kymar and a Seer and a Kymar. Just that combo is the fastest combo for wave clearing in the game. Maybe you're trying to solve your Hydra Clan Boss problem, and Inquisitor Shamil is going to help you do that and take care of the Head of Torment for you. So whatever it is that you're looking for, in a lot of cases, Void Epics can do it. What I am hoping for is a Void Legendary. It would only be my 4th Void Legendary. I am past the 2-year mark, so I would like to get like 2 Void Legendaries a year. That would be really nice from shards. So with, 1 pull today, I would be close to that mark if I got a Void Legendary from one of these 36 shards. So who am I looking for today? Really, any good Void Legendary would be amazing, but I'm going to give you a quick preview of some of my top favorites, the ones that I'm looking for, just in case you don't know about all of these champions or you haven't seen videos on all of these champions. Again, if you pull one of these Void Legendaries, these are going to be absolute game changers for you. Let's go ahead and start with Krisk. Krisk is in the Lizardmen faction. This is an amazing Void Legendary, and I would say he is a top 10 champion in the game, maybe a top 5 champion in the game, and he does so much for you. If you get him and it is early game for you still, he will absolutely carry you through to end game. But, you don't get that many Void Legendaries from Shard, so today hopefully we'll get somebody, but Krisk would be top of my list. Also near the top of the list, or at the top of the list, would be in the Shadowkin faction. Oops, sorry. Yumiko. Yumiko is an amazing support champion. She's maybe she's a top 3 champion in the game. She is that good. She is really, really good. By the way, there are another like 25 amazing Void legendaries. We're hoping to get one of them today. Any of them would be great. I would prefer not getting a dupe. But if I got a second Cardiel, that'd be kind of stupid, and I would definitely use him, right? I would build him out. I would build a second Cardiel. Why not? I'd put him on the same team. I would have a blast with that. But I would prefer to pull a Krisk or an Acrisia or a Yumiko. That would just be better for me. Okay, so that's enough. Let's not talk about champions anymore. Let's actually go get some champions. One last thing to mention. There is a tournament going on, which is a champion chase tournament. Right here, you can see champion chase tournament. The nice thing about a 2x Void Shard event during a champion chase tournament is that you get more points for Void champions. So if you click the info here, you can see, let me get out of the way, 50 points for a rare instead of 10 points for a rare that you would be getting out of an ancient shard. So 50 points for a Void rare, 350 for a Void epic, 650 for a Void legendary. Now, nice thing about champion chases is they often have books available. So we have a 5-star chicken here. We have an epic tome, and then we have 2 legendary tomes. I would like to get to this 3,000 point mark. If I hit no epics and no legendaries, I'm going to get about 1,800 points out of my shards. But if I hit a few epics, I should be definitely able to get this 2,500 points, and a few more epics are going to get me that legendary tome. So if I hit according to the expected return, then we should be getting at least 1 legendary tome, I believe. And we can just go ahead and calculate that. So in case you're wondering how to calculate that, you can just go here and you can see on the chart, it has changed the percentages. We have 1% chance of getting a legendary, and we have 16% chance of getting an epic. So at a 16% chance, 36 shards, we should be pulling roughly 5. We're probably going to be pulling 5 epics. That'd be the most likely scenario, and no legendaries. But 5 epics is going to be 1,750 points. You add that to the other points, we're definitely going to get that first book if we hit according to the 16% rate there. All right, so let's get into it. Now, I love pulling 10 pulls. I don't like pulling 1 pulls. I don't know why. I just feel like I get more rewards during 10 pulls. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and pull the 6 individual shards first, and then I'm going to do 10 pulls. And maybe we'll get lucky and we'll hit during one of those first 6, but let's see what happens. I'm nervous. I always love 2x Void events, and I want something good. I want something good. Ripper Fist, okay. He's an okay rare, but I don't want rares. Another rare. Centurion, not even worth talking about. Let's keep moving. No thank you just this year. I've got all of these champions many times over. Ifrit, okay. Keep going, keep going. Here we go, we got an epic. All right, Inquisitor Shamil. Now, I do have 2 Inquisitor Shamils, and I am building the second one, but this is actually a guy you could build 3 of. You absolutely could build 3 of, because you get 3 Hydra Clan boss keys a week. And so if the Head of Torment is in the rotation, you could use 3 of this guy. I don't know if I will, but it's definitely at least worth having in the vault for a while when I can figure out whether or not I want to build him. If this is your first, if you pull your first Inquisitor Shamil, he's definitely worth a build. Absolutely one of the best Void epics that you could pull. All right, another rare. Eviscerator. I'm not going to talk about the rares. There are some good rares, unless I hit one of the major ones, and then, we'll say something. But I have all of the major ones. All right, so let's get into 10 pulls. Now, I'm going to let them just kind of unfold naturally. I'm not going to speed them up. But this is where the tension comes in. Okay. We got 3 pulls. 3 pulls. This is our chance. Let's get something. Come on. Come on, Raid. You want to give me something. Come on, Painkeeper, good champion. Oboro, pretty solid. Come on, let me see some gold. Let me see some gold. Come on. Come on. Ah, okay. Well, the epic helps me with the champion chase, so that's not bad. Renegade is a great champion here. Painkeeper is a great champion here. Both are amongst my group of the 10 rares that every account should build. And actually, these both do the same thing, is that they are cooldown reduction champions. So Painkeeper reduces the cooldown of all allies by 1 turn, and Renegade actually does it by 2 turns. So very good champions and usable on most accounts. All right, 2 10 pulls left. Come on. Come on. Come on. An epic, good, a really good epic, Kemptum. That's an amazing epic. I do have him. I'm actually currently building him. Let's see gold. Let's see gold. Another purple, that's good. Skathix, not bad. Another one, Warcaster, okay. So 3 epics here, that's helping me out with points, so I'm not going to sneeze at that, but no gold so far. A Kemptum, absolutely top tier, probably top 5 Void epics in the game. One of the most amazing damage dealers in the game, introduced not that long ago. I don't have mine to 6 stars yet, but I will soon. Warcaster is also sort of an interesting champion that you should know a little bit about because he has a block damage buff on all allies for 1 turn on a 4-turn cooldown. Now, this isn't enough by itself to get you an unkillable clan boss team. Demitha is enough. She has a 1-turn block damage buff on all allies, but it's on a 3-turn cooldown, and that's really what you need. And then even then, you need to be going very fast. You need to build a very fast team for Demitha to work all on her own. However, you can use Warcaster in conjunction with another block damage champion to go unkillable. So if you have 2 block damage champions and Warcaster is one of them, then you do have a potential speed tune that can get you an unkillable clan boss team. All right, we have 1 10 pull left. Come on, we can do this. All right, let's see some gold. I want to see some gold. I have a feeling. Come on. Come on, here we go. Paragon. Yes, yes, come on, who is it? No, no, really? Really? That hurts so bad. That hurts so bad. Okay, so let me explain if you don't understand. Supreme Elhain was a fusion champion a couple of months, like 2 months, three months ago, maybe. I think she was a fusion champion. She was a free champion. We got her. I got her. She was a fragment champion. That's what it was. She was a fragment champion a few months ago. She is actually very good. And she is very good in arena. And sometimes I come up against her in live arena and she kicks butt. So that's great. I mean, it would be great, except it's literally one of just a handful of Void legendaries that I have. I hit gold. I'm so excited. Who's it going to be? It could be almost anybody. There are like 50 chances for it to not be a duplicate. And it's a duplicate of a champion I don't really use that often. So let me say this. 1, I'm excited. I got a legendary. I can definitely use her either to empower my Supreme Elhain, which I might do, or to put her in Faction Guardians. And it is a very good champion. Let me just go over a kit quickly. So her A1 hits an enemy 2 times. Each hit transfers a random debuff from this champion to the target. Not a huge skill. The A2 hits very hard. Damage increases by 10% for each debuff on each target. So potentially you can get a lot of damage increase out of this. Plus, if you're using her in arena, you're going to have debuffers out there. You're going to at least have a drop defense out there. You might also have a weaken out there. You might have a decrease attack out there. You might have a block buffs debuff out there. This also resets the cooldown of Crackshot skill if this attack kills an enemy, which it often does. Crackshot is this skill. Attacks one enemy, will ignore ally protection, strengthen, and shield buff, and grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy. This also hits very hard. And then her passive makes her immune to decrease attack debuffs, which is nice. So she's never going to hit like at a weakened state, and then inflicts 20% more damage against targets whose attack is lower than this champion's attack, which should be most of the enemy champions, with the exception of maybe the enemy nuker. They might have a slightly higher attack than you have. But very good arena nuker, and definitely worth, a 6-star for live arena, say, or 3v3 arena, or even your main arena if you just like her because she's got a cool kit. But man, that's disappointing to get a dupe on that. I also got a Harken Great Blade. So I think from a point standpoint, we're doing really well. Let's go ahead and look how we did. Oh, that felt so, I was like, I had a feeling that a gold was coming, and unfortunately it was a dupe of a champion that I don't love. That being said, let's go ahead and look. Hey, we're 4th place in the tournament. That's nice. Of course, the tournament just started, and we did get one book. Let's see how close we are to a second book. 4,200 points. So we're not that close to a second book. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull these. Thank you very much. Nom, 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 nom. Great. Awesome. So getting that legendary tome is really useful. That's usually what I'm looking for if I'm going to do a champion chase tournament. I want to try to get at least one legendary tome. The 5-star chicken is also really nice. You can see that this particular tournament actually offers a legendary champion, Nekmothar, which is not a bad champion. I'm not level 100 yet. Level 100, I forget who the level 100 is, but it's even a better champion. But yeah, so I'm not close enough to really make a play at this. But if nobody goes off in this group, if nobody gets above like 6,500 points or something like that, there is an opportunity for me to go after Nekmothar. And the way that I would do it, and this is just, something that you can keep in mind if your tournament doesn't get too crazy. And you always want to wait for the last couple of hours, by the way, because people will dump a bunch of resources during the last couple of hours to go after these things. So what you could do is if you have enough gems, and I have plenty of gems, 14,000 gems, you can come in here to the shop. You can buy packs of 11 ancient shards, just as many as you need. And then you can start pulling those. And it is only a one-time, chance. It's the base rate. However, if you are close to being able to get that Nekmothar, you want to consider it kind of like a guaranteed champion event. But realize you're going to be chasing pretty hard, and there are other people who may be waiting until the exact same time to make their moves. So it's very competitive to go after these tournaments, and I generally don't even think about it unless for some reason I get lucky and my tournament group just doesn't push that hard, right? So if we're still at like 6,000 points or 6,500 points, then I could consider going after it, because I could probably pull like 150 ancient shards pretty easily, and maybe even a couple of sacreds if I needed to. That being said, I don't think that's going to happen. Okay, my heart's pumping. So that was fun. It was not what I wanted necessarily out of it, but I always try to remember that this is making good decisions leads to good results, right? Like I did the right thing by saving my void shards and then pulling them all during a 2x event, because I'm a free-to-play player, and this is the only way I can get some of those void legendaries. And I did get one today. It happened to not be one that was good for me, but if you're doing the same thing, hopefully you get one that is good for you. Maybe even you get Supreme Elhaine, but because you weren't there for the fusion, or you just started your account, she's going to be incredibly powerful for you, and that's going to give you a lot more value than she is to me. But I'm still going to consider her, because I do have 2 copies of her now, and an empowered Supreme Elhaine sounds fairly juicy in the arena. So anyway, that's it for me. Definitely in the comments below, let me know who you hit on. If you hit on any champions, even if it's an epic, did you get an Akemptum like I did today? If that's your first Akemptum, he is going to solve so many problems for you in Hydra Clan Boss, in Demon Lord Clan Boss, in wave content against other bosses. He's just like an all-around great damage dealer. Or maybe you pulled a support champion like Skathix. I didn't go over Skathix, but he's a decent support champion. You've got some other opportunities there. Maybe you got the unkillable Demitho or somebody like that. So definitely let me know. Any good epics. I love hearing stories of good epics. Obviously, if you pulled a legendary, go ahead and taunt me in the comments below. And hopefully you got a great legendary. All right, that is it for me. I've been Colred. Thanks for hanging out today. I will have another video out soon. We're going to be covering the new fusion that's coming out in some more depth, and having a how-to guide. So if this is going to be your first fusion and you think you have an opportunity to go for it, I'm going to have a video that's going to help you figure that out, and then plan every step of the way how to succeed in that fusion event. Okay? Thanks so much. I will see you in another video soon.